Welcome back. You're now tuned into the other side of sports. I'm your host, Laws in the building. Got my man Aaron rocking out. Uh, got a lot of stuff on tap. This is a different kind of show today. We're gonna talk about the All-Star game and all that stuff, but all that's getting pushed to the back burner. Today we have some questions that we're gonna explore and give you the 411 on what's really happening so you know how to make decisions and understand how men think and all of that good stuff. We're going to help some people out today. All right. That's that we're on a mission to help people out today. So before we get you still watch you started watching the Fresh Prince, the Bel Air Joe?
Yeah, I binged and all the way caught up on that drink. Drink vicious.
You don't watch the whole demonstration?
It's vicious though. The trailer was a
uh,
fail. Like the rollout was a fail to
yeah, the
me
rollout was a fail,
because
dog. Because it
you
made
was
it look
looking.
cheesy and
Yeah,
corny.
but the joint vicious. The joint vicious.
So you hooked to the Joe, huh?
Yeah, I'm waiting for Wednesday for the next joint to come out.
So I got a couple shows and stuff, and so maybe next week we'll do the Love Is Blind Joe because I gotta look at the love. Apparently, the Love Is Blind 2 got a situation, got a lot of content in there. So we gonna peep the Love Is Blind 2. That's on tap for our crew to watch the Love Is Blind Joe and figure out what's going on there. And then I gotta watch the Bel Air Joe. Shout out my man Wes. Blessings. You already know we good, man. Appreciate you, bro. But shout out to him. I'm gonna catch up on the Bel Air Joan, and I'm gonna be right with you. We can discuss that too. We got questions, plural, of the day. It's gonna be a rack of questions today. We're not gonna waste no time. We're gonna get into it. All right. First question comes in. It says, my boyfriend 25, I'm 22, and we've been together for 3 years. And I'm starting to feel resentful because he hasn't put any effort into the little things or our future. How do I go about changing this? We met at work a few years back. We both quit around COVID, and I started a small business, and he's still unemployed. I've been with him for 3 years, and he only bought me two things of flowers, even though I constantly taught him about how much I loved him. Uh, he lives with his parents and doesn't work. He loves me and I love him, but I feel as if a big part of the relationship is missing. The part where you grow together, change together, and better ourselves together. I feel like I'm changing and growing and he's stagnant. We never go out to eat unless I drive or pay. Our anniversary is just like every other day. It's never special or romantic, even though I mentioned how I want romance. We don't go hiking like we used to anymore since we've been together. I drive us places, I buy food, I go to see him, I cook for him, I clean for him, I surprise him with favorite candies almost every time I see him. It's starting to feel like he is trying to make me his second mom. I've tried to bring this up to him to get his input on how we can grow together and things can change, but he says that it's not a big deal. Uh, how would you handle this situation? I feel stuck. I love him and he's great with uplifting me, but that's not enough. What should I do? Okay, we jumping right in the fire, Aaron. We got a Bama who don't work. He sit on his butt, play 2K all day. He live at home with moms. Young and let her drive the car. Every time they go out, she drive. She pay the meals. All of that stuff. Young and want him to grow and all like. Talk to him.
It just sounds like they're not on the same page as people.
Mhm.
Like I don't know why you're trying to force a situation in that age bracket anyway. 25 is probably too young for a dude in the first place. So if you really own what you saying you own and you looking to grow and you cooking and cleaning and doing all these wifely responsibilities, this don't sound like the dude that you need to be focusing your energy on. You might have to date
Dog,
an older dude,
how she get in this position?
just not wanting to be by herself. Youngers get with whoever they with, and then they just when that imagination start going and they start seeing like how they want their life to look, instead of looking for somebody that fits that, they want to try to change Alabama and turn them into
Oh, we
whatever they
talk about it all the time in sports. Bama's not, they got him playing middle linebacker or safety, and the Bama's
playing
a
out of
middle
position.
linebacker. Like, dog, you playing out of position. This dude don't got the tools. He's 25, he at home. He's still a kid, and you're his second mom. You're right. You are his second mom. And so it, you cannot fit a square peg in a round hole. You're going to have to move on. I don't know if the Bama blew your back out, whatever the situation is, why you feel stuck because you can't make a decision that this person doesn't encapsulate the things that you want. He might sound like talk a good game. He might do maybe some of the things that you're looking for, with encouragement and stuff like that. But sounds like he's not providing, which is a characteristic that, a man who's taking care of a family and all that needs to have part of his tool belt. He doesn't have that. So that's only that resentment that you feel and have is only going to grow. It's like a tumor. That Jones is only going to grow unless you cut it out. It is what it is. It sounds like, but can I just make him? Can he just? Can
You'll be doing that for 10, 20 years with a bunch of different men if that's how your brain works. Like you can't change men. You can't change adults, period. But specifically not a Bama who feel like he not doing nothing wrong. If he living the life that
exactly?
he want to live, it's nothing you could do or say to make him think or do otherwise. He
Yeah,
might figure it out down the line with younger number 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, but it's nothing you could do to change this Bama unless you're
yeah.
ready to deal with 20 years of foolishness and then this Bama turn 44, start losing his hairline, then the Bama won't act right because it's time to leave the streets.
Yeah, yeah. You just gotta be careful overextending yourself with no return. Like, in other walks of life, it just don't work that way. Like, yeah, you gotta move on, Slim. I mean, there's
And
no
don't get
other.
pregnant.
Yeah, you said what?
Don't get pregnant
Yeah, don't get pregnant.
because that's gonna
Because it's a
complicate
wrap.
the matter.
Because that's going to destroy your now and your future.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, you finish with that one. So write the Bama letter or something, a Dear John type letter or something. I don't know what you got to do, but you got to get out of there ASAP. Got to get out of there. All right. That's one in the books. That wasn't too hard. That was pretty easy, honestly. Let's see this one. Okay. My boyfriend and I have been dating 3 years and currently live together. Okay. I feel extremely stuck. Oh, here we go. Another one stuck where I am right now because I feel like I do not fit into my boyfriend's life. He has all these wonderful entrepreneur ideas, and that's what's really attracted me to him. However, the problem is, I don't think he really wants me to be a part of his plans. I want to work on a project with him because I feel like it could help our relationship. He and I are always coming up with side gigs and investment ideas, but nothing even together. It seems really weird. We are both wired this way, yet we don't grow as a couple. Nothing ever pans out because instead he asks his friends and even acquaintances who A, have no credit, B, have no full time jobs, and C, are broke. Naturally, none of his concocted ideas ever come to light because of the things I mentioned before. But here I am, two properties, the credit, money, job, everything. I feel so undervalued by him because this reaches beyond just me wanting to make money and with him as a side gig. I have tried to talk about real estate in a multitude of times, and it's like he wants our lives to be completely separate, and growing together scares him. I have tried and tried to open up about this problem, but communication never goes well. We fight. Nothing ever really gets resolved. He tells me I am the problem, but just doesn't understand why. No matter what he says or conjures to be the truth, I know the truth. I just want him to be my friend, to love me, respect me, share ideas with me. When we have arguments, I rarely speak up or express myself adequately. I end up crying due to frustration, which only escalates the problem. Relationships shouldn't be hard, but he makes me feel like I'm unbearable. That that me expressing myself is rude, and me trying to just have a point is too much, and that I am again intolerable. He says I'm always arguing, but in my heart, it's just I just want connection. What should I do? Aaron,
For a second, I
shoot.
thought this was somebody writing to me. So, so so sometimes a dude just don't want you in the when it comes to the finances. If y'all, I guess they are living together, but
Mhm,
like if a dude was to say, you know what, I'm interested in your job, I'm gonna come up to your job and put in an application there and try to like connect myself to what you, however you earn finance. He doesn't owe it to you to add you into that.
mhm,
That could be something y'all could talk about, and if it's mutual, that's one thing. But a man doesn't owe it to you to add you into whatever his financial ways of earning or paying the bills are. He doesn't owe that to her.
mhm,
That being said, if it's that important to you, you could bring a deal or an asset to him that you already have and say, hey, let's do this. You know what I mean? Let's do this
mhm,
together. Like
mhm,
that part I can see, but a man does not owe it to you to include you in his in the way he earns money. It's
mhm,
and a lot of youngers kind of feel that way. And just because you're attracted to the way he makes money or his business acumen doesn't mean
mhm.
he owes it to you. You're not entitled to be a part of it.
Yeah, well, I don't know if the dude necessarily has a whole bunch of business acumen and stuff, because according to her, he tries to put these ideas out there or these gigs out there, and they just never come to fruition. So
That's what attracted her.
I, maybe his the way he thinks about ideas, because Batmans can come up with ideas. Like, I'm an idea guy. Like, when it comes to like ideas and thinking about ideas, like, I can come up and think of ideas. Now the execution part of it, that's areas where I struggle. But for me, as a non-executor, is at the forefront of what I do, because I am an executor. But like, I try to find people who are better executors than me, and then share that idea and try to put that into works. To me, this sounds more like this youngin wants something that this relationship is not. It's not at that place. Like, she wants him to basically include her in his ideas, and lean on her so that they can kind of like do something together. She thinks it'll strengthen their bond. But like, that's not that's not necessarily going to strengthen your bond. Like,
And
she wants like a marriage, like, like in a marriage, it's like, oh yeah, like, we're gonna do this deal together, we're gonna build this thing together, we're gonna
that power couple idea in their head, though.
yeah, it's yeah, it's
And
this is just gonna cause her frustration, really.
and another thing that stuck out to me is she's like crying and complaining about all these things, but the only issue I heard her bring up is him not including her in the or joining forces in the business realm. I didn't hear anything else that he'd done to warrant like she said we fight this and that about what? Like the only issue you brought up was that he's not including you in whatever business ventures you want to join with him, or he's not talking about real estate with you. But then you paint the whole entire relationship with this broad brush of just discontent. You know what I mean? Like based on that one thing not being in place. So if you feel like that's what you need, then don't be in that situation. Go find somebody who you can be a aspirational power couple with, and go on Facebook and say, "This is what we doing." You know what I mean? Like, because some people like they idolize that Beyonce
Mhm.
Jay-Z image of a black couple, and they just want, you know what I mean? And that's your bag. Let it be your bag, but you can't force that on somebody else because everybody's
Yeah,
brain doesn't work that way.
yeah. I just think trying to like, and you got to understand, like, men like to be independent in how they move, and act and do different things and stuff like that. And you know wow, I think you want him to see you as an asset to him. You want him to be tapping you for information and try to come to you because you feel like you have something to offer. right? That's essentially what it is. She's like, I have all these things to offer, and yet he's not coming to me to try to build with me.
She want to be his daddy.
That's what it sounds like. And to me, that's selfish because it's not really thinking about it in in the aspect to help him. It's like trying to satisfy something that you want. And it's like,
It's
yeah,
ego.
but I can
How
help
dare
him
you not?
if he come to me, I got the 2 houses, I got the money, I got all of this stuff. If he just come to me, like we could build together and whatever. Clearly, he doesn't want to build with you like that. He doesn't want to build with you like that. Y'all live together, right? And again, this is where the fail comes in. When these youngins be trying to like push the buck past the line. It's like you're trying to push into marriage territory. Y'all not married. You're trying to get. I mean, if you're doing business deals with people, earn, you know how I go. Dog, money start getting lumped in, start bringing accounts together,
Stuff could
all
get
that stuff.
ugly.
This it could get real ugly quick. And if he not trying to do that, y'all not at that juncture.
They live
You
together. How are they? How is he not trying to build? This is the thing, dog. When these youngins get these one track minds, what like? Does he not want kids? Does he not name any of the other things that he doesn't want to build with you on other than this business drink? And then we can have a conversation. But I've only heard one thing, Harold.
and then the other caveat is that it almost seems like I'm just saying the way it was like written, like you almost want him to continue to fail so that he can come to you. Like it's like this, like nothing he does succeeds, and it's not because what I told you. He goes to these people who are broke, they don't really have no answers, and his friends and acquaintances and stuff like that. Like you know, I mean, people. I don't know the reasons why people want to build it out the mud or do things the way or navigate in the spaces how they want to navigate, right? But you have to give them the autonomy and the space to be able to do that. And if that is bothering you that much,
Get
then you
another
need
one.
to get out. Yeah, find another, no. It's easy. You can just say, you know what, this arrangement ain't working. The lease is up, end of May, end of June, end of the year, whatever. And I think we should just go our separate ways. And if the Bama's like what? I mean, like, what's going on? Like, what happened? Blah, blah. And it's just like this junk is not building the way that I want it to be built. Like, it's not going in the direction that I wanted to be going in. I see you do these business ventures and these different deals and stuff like that. And I think you're a dreamer. And I don't think you really have anything concrete to kind of like bring to the table, and opposed to just trying to ride it out or see if it's going to work down the line. Like, I'm just going to cut my losses and keep it moving. One or two things will happen, right? Because he'll either be like, okay, I'll show you, right? And get on his grind and figure it out and make it happen on his own or whatever. Or he'll be like, nah, I am trying to build with you. And like, what did you have in mind? What did you have in mind when you say build together? What are you thinking? And then you can share your ideas and see if something sticks or something fits together, right? Because communication is key. If he doesn't even know that you desire to like kind of build in this financial space with him, right? And whole time you just stand in the corner, and a lot of youngins do this. They expect a Bama to be telepathic and just be able to like like, oh yeah, she wants to build a business together. She wants to do real estate and like blah blah blah. You might be saying some of the stuff like real estate, like we should probably do whatever. But like if you ain't brought nothing concrete to the table that can be looked at or researched or whatever, like it could just be like, oh, she ain't serious or whatever. Who knows? Be clear, communicate. Don't leave it up to just false ideas or whatever could just happen. Just be clear and just communicate.
But
Okay.
no means no.
What do you mean?
If he don't want to, that's not what he want to do, that's his right.
That's a
That doesn't
fact.
make him a bad man, a bad boyfriend, none of that. That's his right.
That's a fact. Okay. Can I have some advice with this situation? My boyfriend cheated on me once in August. He ended up telling me and saying it will never happen again. I've had this happen to me before with a previous relationship and have heard the same words. Fast forward to now. Here and there, I ask him if he's talking to anyone or seeing anyone due to my anxiety getting the best of me. Just last night, when I asked, he started yelling at me, saying how I don't listen to him because he says now and every time that he won't do it again. But I asked for reassurance. He tells me I shouldn't be asking him and that it frustrates him. But shouldn't he be frustrated with himself for making a situation like this? I told him if I stayed with him, he would have to be understanding of my emotions for a while. I don't see why he gets so mad when I ask for reassurance. What should I do? So the Bama ran the streets,
Got caught.
got caught, young and
Begged
fragile
for it back.
now, back for back, young and
Then when he
fragile
got it
now.
back, then he turned heel, and now he just wanna. I think it's a little bit on both sides on this
Uh-huh.
joint. Because one, if you're gonna forgive somebody and take them back, forgive them and take them back and move from
Mhm.
that. That being said, you
But it's
caused,
hard though. It's hard. It's hard to just forgive and take
then don't
somebody
take them
back.
back. Then
Yeah.
you're not ready to take the Bama back.
Yeah,
But
that needs to be said. When if you're in a situation where somebody cheated on you and it hurt you and it scarred you, you need to be able to be like, young, well, we need to take some time apart, and we don't need to be in a relationship for a short period of time or a time I take so I can heal from this situation. Because being together or just trying to work through it and just it can lend to this type of situation occurring.
yeah, and he got to take his ownership on his behalf. His
Mhm.
Bama in the foolishness. So it's like I don't like saying both sides because that just remind me of the Bama Trump. But like both people gotta, you know what I mean, like take the
Mhm.
responsibility. If they want to make it work, then it's sacrifices both of them gonna have to make. He gonna have to be more understanding, and she also gonna have to realize if you're not over it, then maybe y'all shouldn't be dealing with each other. Maybe you don't need to be with anybody till you get to a point where you're not constantly, you know what I mean, thinking this Bama hunching somebody out in the streets.
Yeah. I mean, you talk about like, trust is one of those things that is hard to earn and then easy to lose. And when you've lost trust in a relationship, it literally like it's like it erodes away the relationship. Like you can't, clearly she has anxiety about this dude, running the streets and being out there. And she hasn't like come to grips with it. And then this dude on the other end, he get mad every time she asks him a question.
He
That's
probably still
not
cheat.
don't say that, Ern.
So for him to act like he don't understand why she asking all these questions and to get triggered so
That is
fast and go
true.
straight to anger, unless it's like so excessive that it's like La La Land type
Yeah.
foolishness, which it doesn't sound
Yeah.
like. Even though she's writing a letter, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? He probably still in the streets, and he mad that she's asking instead of just leaving him alone. Like how you don't trust me? Well, well,
No, no, that's a good point. You saying he flare up to try to get her off the scent.
right. It's like what they call that Jake when Bama's got the narcissistic personality disorder, and the Bama trying to like hurry up and reverse the joint before she gets to.
Young, why you keep asking me, young? You don't believe me?
I'm
Here,
leaving,
man, check
and
check
he
my
slammed the
phone, man.
door
This
and then
joke.
and leave and get in his car and go right to the younger house who he was texting anyway. So you got to watch them kind of jokers anyway.
Bama shady, slim shady out this joint, dog. Yeah, you might have to. Honestly, you gonna just have to get another one. Yeah, it ain't never gonna be right. It ain't never gonna be right because the Bama just get heated off. Yeah, go ahead, just get you another one, Slim. Figure out how to move on. And I mean, trust me. And I'm not saying it like it's easy because when the breakups happen, young is being in the fetal position and shower,
Dudes be in the
crying,
fetal
and
too.
yeah, they do. They do. I had my moments, dog. Hey, we all had our moments, dog. If a Bama lie, say they never had a moment, dog, they lying. It's all
I never
the
had a
most
moment.
record. Most record. What? You serious,
I never was in the fetal position crying over no young.
dog? You never had a youngin break your heart, dog. Achy breaky heart out here.
Dog, you know I don't trust them youngins anyway. So I always approach every situation expect, and it's not like you uh don't trust youngin, but you trust women to be women. That's how I approach the situation.
Dog, I was out here. I was young and green out here. I'm just like, yeah, I love this youngin. And then D told me, young, shout out my man D. D was like, hey, young, I'm gonna tell you, son, like, just keep your head on swivel, dog. I pulled up to Youngin house one day unannounced, and another car was in the driveway, dog. I was like, I look, I said, yeah, hold on, that ain't her Pops Jones. Damn, who caused that? Knock on the door, nobody come to the door. Then I like stake out in the neighborhood. This when you know Bam was just I was
Yeah, you better edit this straight out. This nigga
I was,
out here,
I was, I
he
was
ain't like
18. I was
Kanye,
18.
dog.
I was 18 years old, dog. You know, I ain't really had no real situation.
Young
You know what I'm saying?
Kanye.
Yeah, I'm at the end of the driveway. I see the Bama's pull out. She in the car, Bama in the car. They drive out the jump. I look over. I'm like, she look over. She see me. I'm like,
This was your youngin?
this is my youngin' dog. She ain't even look. After that jump, I start blowing the phone up, dog. I'm hurt, bro. I'm hurt. I'm hurt off this jump. I called D. D, this man answered the jump like a detective, dog. This man was like, bro, I tried to let you know. I tried to tell you, like,
Oh, so he
it's
told you
okay.
youngin was outside and
He
you ain't
said
listen.
it's okay, bro. Like, you know, we all go through this, Joe. Like, you gonna bounce back. Woo, woo, woo. He gave me the cool pep talk, like after you lose the championship, like, yeah,
You'll
dog,
be
it's
back
tough,
next
Joe.
year.
Yeah, you be back. You be back next year. Dog, went home, turned the shower on, fetal. Hurt, bro. Hurt. Then turned into a savage after that, dog. I had to
That's how
still
somebody
ask
else
for
we know got
forgiveness
started
like that.
too.
Dog, I'm saying most savages Bama's got the achy breaky heart situation, dog. It's a fact. It's a fact, dog. Anybody listen to the show, a Bama who out here running the streets wild, out of control. Somebody took their hot dog and stepped on the junk, stomped it out on the curb, dog. And they was like, oh nah, never again. And they went the opposite way. That's why you gotta be careful, dog. You gotta be careful. Cause some of y'all youngins out here messing with these type of dudes, and then you're like, oh, you kind of assume like all the Bama's is like that, dog. It took me a while to get back to a place of normalcy where I was like, nah, I ain't operating like that no more. You know what I'm saying? Even in situations where you could take the jump to the goal line and score, and you just be like, nah, like we're gonna punt the jump. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when you just kind of level headed. But it's Bama's out here that just
No
they
conscience.
go off, yeah, no conscience, dog. They just like they running wild, and most of it is because some youngin took them to the cleaners, dog. Straight like that. It's a fact. All right. Next question. Here we go. All right. The problem is I have a fiance. You can't even start the joint like this. Male 29.
That's
His
the problem.
fiance. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Female
Yeah.
29. So we had been together for around 10 years. Just recently bought a house together. No kids, but that might be coming soon. I'm happy with the relationship and we almost never fight and the sex is great. That is until lately when I started getting feelings for a woman at work. Now, she is almost always on my mind. We have worked together for a few years, but recently she broke up with her longtime boyfriend. And since then, I've been flirting a lot with her. Usually, little things like telling her how good she looks and and taking it a little further each time. Now, we are texting each other, and let's just say I wouldn't want my fiance reading any of these texts. They are usually accompanied by LOL or smiley face. So I don't know how serious she is, but if she ever acted on them, I'd be cheating for sure. I re- I realized the easy answer would be to stop flirting and work uh stop flirting at work, but she is just so much fun to talk to and be with and super sexy. I would give almost anything to spend one night with her. I
Dang.
have a feeling though, if we ever did do anything, it would likely end up costing me to be alone, my job and everything. Any advice?
he gonna end up hitting the joint if she let him. So it's nothing you could tell this joker to get him off the bait. It's nothing you could tell her. If she say yes, he going.
This rapper dove head first into dog. You got a fiance, dog. First of all, it's not easy to just stop talking to the junk because you already passed the point of no return, dog. You already did too much. Right now, this Bama, this is probably the worst situation you could be in when you fantasizing about another youngin, dog. Cause he in fantasy,
That you could get that because dog it's gonna happen. And you
dog. He in
going into the marriage that way? This not
dog.
even
So
like
so
10
this
years in.
so this the thing. This Bama playing, he playing hopscotch over here, and then this Bama walking a straight line over here. Dog, what's done in the dark will always come to light, bro. You gotta know it. And first of all, this youngin, the reason she fun and she all jolly and all that, because she has nothing to lose. Them the most funnest youngins that ain't got nothing to lose. Just out here.
And she not your responsibility until she is. Then he ain't gonna want her. So you might as well go ahead and give your
Dog.
go ahead and
And it
wave your
honestly
fiance.
so and he says like, yeah, my fiance is a good woman, good situation. And then he don't even know she might be pregnant. He said that's on the way or potential in the picture. And he out here trying to tap the co-worker, dog.
He he destined
He
to be a
going
bad husband.
yeah,
This is
he gonna learn the hard way, dog. He
don't
gonna learn
marry
the
that
hard way.
young. I mean,
Don't
the
marry
kid
that young.
already on the way. So
No, he ain't saying. He said might be on the way, so he don't know yet.
so pray for a negative test and let that
Dog,
youngin go.
yeah. Let the young listen. It's don't do this to the youngin, dog. If you're not serious about her and you engaged, but I tell Bammers all the time who about to get engaged or married or they got a fiance or whatever. Hey, Aaron, when that train starts moving. Dog, to jump off of that fiance train, you either gonna die, dog, or get seriously injured, dog. To jump off that train. When that train is moving, it's hard to get off, dog, because it's families already. Oh yeah, we're so excited for you. Oh, we are gonna get married
But you
at
know what's worse?
we hold on. I mean, listen, it's worse when it come out that she was out here running the streets and you tapped the coworker,
And you got to split
but
finances
it is worse, dog.
and
But
get
this is
docked with that child support payment, dog. It's get get out.
dog, and then the embarrassment of it, dog. Like, come on, bro. You got to deal with Bama's gonna be acting like, yeah, what happened? Like, boom, boom, this Bama cheated. He with the co-worker, dog. You can't even go to work and everything be regular. We talk about trust issues. Oh nah, you finished, dog. You about to risk it all, dog, for for 30 seconds, 2 seconds.
It'd be worth it sometime. Don't lie. We not gonna act like you don't know what the fuss is all about. You just can't see.
No, but this is the thing. This is the thing. You gotta think long term though,
So,
right? Cause the younger can get you excited, giddy in a moment. Like, yo, this young get tough. Woo, 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 woo. Oh, I want to rap to her. Woo, 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 woo. Oh, she fun. Oh, okay. Happy hour, everybody having a jolly time. Dog, you got to look past that.
but this the thing though. This what I learned from you and Drawford. I be watching you, Bama's. And I don't even be saying nothing. But low key, this what I learned from y'all. Y'all don't put yourselves in situations that could lead to foolishness. Y'all don't act like y'all are like above or exempt temptation or anything else. Y'all just put yourself in situations where you can make good decisions. Where making good decisions is easy. That's the that's that's the answer to the test. Not getting in a situation and figuring a way out. It's to stay out of the situation.
But also understand this is the thing. One of the reasons why, and I learned a lot from D because the Bama actually gave me the blueprint to like how to stay faithful, committed, all that stuff. The Bama never put himself in situations where he would have to like, but also I realized too, he values his family. Like he values it. Like he has a value on it. So even if a youngin get to talking and they cool and they nice, like their value never like because their value can only go to a certain height because they don't have nothing to like it just like it's capped. So when you value something, it's like a nice car, dog. Are you going to take your Mercedes, you know what I'm saying, and drive that junk off road, you gonna drive it off road or stuff like no. You're not doing that with a nice car. You're gonna stay right here on the roads. You're gonna drive slow. You're gonna be obeying all the traffic laws and stuff like that. Cause young, you even Batmans be driving crazy around you. You just gonna be like, nah, I'm just gonna chill, letting Batmans over. Just cause you don't want anything to
Stay
kind
out
of
the way. Yeah.
stay out the way. Cause you try to keep your whip nice. You value it, dog. And like he don't value his youngin for real. And sometimes I like trust me, sometimes you need to like have a reinforcement so that you value your youngin, dog. And I'm
Some
telling
dudes
you,
just
dog,
dust ball type dudes. Like
you right.
they don't even look at it like they can love their woman to death, but they still gonna be outside. Like they just don't even associate the two. Cause yeah, like the way we grew up, especially Bama's that grew up like 80s and 90s,
Mhm,
and especially a lot of people from that era where it wasn't a lot of dads in the house. Into dealing with women was knocking them off, like from other older
mhm,
dudes in the neighborhood. It wasn't a lot of times seeing Bama's like a father in the house and how a man treat a woman. Yet Nick Batman didn't see that. Your first
mhm.
experience with the situation was, oh, this is what we supposed to be out here doing. So it's like playing basketball. It's a sport. It becomes a sport, and some dudes never get out of that mentally to where
Yeah.
it's just like it's like something to do. Like you get up and go play ball in the morning or play golf. It's something to
Dog.
do.
I be telling Bama's all the time, like, look, when you engaged, it's like training camp, dog. If you get bammed on in training camp, what you think gonna happen when the real games start, dog?
Bam, dog.
Bam doing, dog. You getting trucked in training camp when the games matter. Don't matter. Them 4 preseason games ain't enough, dog. You gonna get trucked. You better practice in training camp when you're engaged, like you expect to play in the games. When I was engaged, I was thinking about things differently. Certain thoughts that might come to my head when I was single out in the streets. I like, nah, dog. You gotta play the game different because when you get married and the game changes, dog, like the stakes are higher. It's just higher, dog. And I'm trying to win a championship. Just flat out like that. Trying to win a chip in
Everybody
my
ain't trying
marriage
to
in my
win a
life.
chip. Some Bama's just
Exactly.
want to play in the game.
Exactly, dog. And that's the difference. Is Bama just want to play. They like, young, I'm in the league. They just want to say they in the league, dog. But they're not trying to win a chip. Just straight like that, dog. But when you're in that training camp of engagement, oh, you better take that thing serious. Better take. I know Bama's who was in the engagement, Jones, having I said I ain't even gonna say no names, but I went to it's a Bama who got engaged and then he had his bachelor party, dog. This jump was so reckless, dog. I felt uncomfortable. I felt uncomfortable for the man who was getting married, dog. This youngin was like, it was like a strip jump. First of all, I was like, I was much younger. I was like, maybe like 25 or 26. We was young. We was young. He was getting married young anyway. But I was like, dog, I don't think this Bama need to get married. But the Bama was out here, that bachelor party, that stamped it for me. I was like, dog, this Bama, I almost wondered when they say, does anybody think this man and woman should not be the dog? After that bachelor party, the Bama almost stood up like, hey, young champ, the honesty inside of me won't let you do it, dog. Because the other night, your actions display said you ain't ready, dog. I wasn't even in a relationship at the time. And I knew this Bama didn't need to get married. And then like maybe like 5 years later, them Bama's filling out divorce papers, dog. I don't want to say I knew, but that that bachelor party jump was the caveat. I was like, oh nah, this Bama. Like
It's only a matter of time.
he was getting bammed on in training. I was like, dog, when the regular season start for this man, oh nah,
It's over
you
with.
can't put him on the field, dog. You cannot put him on the field. If he doing this in training camp, you cannot put him on the field. Dog, reckless. Um, yeah, that jump was crazy. All right, next question. This probably be our last question of the day, and we'll talk some sports. Uh, I'm 29, female. I caught my husband, 29, in a lie today. He is a store manager and he has been commuting 40 minutes for work for the last year. Some days he opens and other days he closes the store. He doesn't usually run behind, but lately he has been coming home 30 minutes later when closing, saying there are issues at work he needs to stay and resolve. I never questioned it, but today I had a weird feeling and decided to check his location. He wasn't at work. He was at the park close to his work for those 20 to 30 minutes. He was resolving closing issues, quote unquote. I called him repeatedly and no answer. After the 30 minutes, he returns my call and makes it seem like he just got off work and getting into his car to leave. I took screenshots of his location, but I'm unsure if to confront him about it. I decided if I'm deciding if to continue monitoring his location, but keeping tabs on his every move seems exhausting. I don't check his phone either, but I'm considering it given that I caught him in a lie. What should I do? Oh, this one. Aaron, what are you doing at the park, Aaron?
One of two things: it's youngins or drugs. Dog. It's,
Oh,
both of them is a fail.
yeah, both of them failed. Young is all drugs, though. So he might. This is the thing. I don't
She
like
don't
to
have enough to
speculate.
confront him yet, though.
Yeah, she don't have enough, though.
You
But
got to
but
investigate a little bit longer.
don't we advise youngers against investigations?
Are they married already?
Yeah, they married.
Yeah. So I mean, you ain't gonna tell a youngin just roll out on your husband. Something's going on, but you want to know what before you start spazzing out on the them.
Yeah,
You
husband.
already halfway into the investigation. You got screenshots of locations. You doing GPS coordinates. So
Dog, what he doing at the park, Aaron? He holding hands with another youngin on the bench,
holding hands at the
talking,
pond with a youngin talking,
rapping. He trying to entertain another relationship on the side.
or
Dog.
he's smoking drugs. The consistent 30 minutes every time. Either
Dog.
he
First of all, he started. This is it sounds like this is something he just started. So is it winter time or is it spring? Like what's the where y'all live at? Like those are caveats that I because if it's warm outside and he going to the park, then I'm leaning more youngin, right? If it's cold outside and he going to the park, I'm leaning
youngin.
more drugs.
No, because if it's cold, nobody at the park. He in the car yakking. So it's like it's no way around. It's probably a youngin. It's
It's
seventy
it's
five
it's
percent a youngin.
yeah. It's,
75%.
no, it's like 80%. Yo, Babs ain't going to the park for no. He ain't hooping.
I forgot about that one. What he built like? How
Dog,
tall is he? He
you
might
ain't
be getting
hooping
some
for 30
shots up
minutes. All right, you ain't hooping for 30 minutes, dog.
or working out. Maybe he feel like he a little overweight. He go pulling up on the monkey bars and run around the park,
Not at
get
the
a little
park.
jog
But
in.
that's the thing though. Why he not going to just say that? Hey babe, I'm gonna stop at the park and like, do something. Cause I mean, unless she gonna be like, well, I want to go to the park too. Like, come and get me. Like, and maybe he just trying to have some alone time or whatever. Is there any chance this Bama in the park solo reading his Bible, dog? Is there any chance?
I mean, some dudes, and I learned this from working in different environments, especially like older white dudes. They can't stand coming home. So like they'll do anything to kill if this 10 minutes, 15, 20 extra to be out of the house and away from the wife or the kids, they taking it no matter how the drink comes. So it might not he might can't even get a young, but he just needs them extra 15, 20 minutes to stay away from Inspector Gadget over there, GPS locations and everything. Maybe he just that's the other 25% for me. If it ain't a youngin at the 75,
The Bama,
he don't want to be in the house with her.
dog, yeah. Oh man, dog, I'm weak off that joke because that might be legitimate, yeah. She gonna
Man
have
might
to
not be doing nothing.
Bama might my Bama might be at the park thinking about like like how did I get?
Right. Pizza ain't dinner. I don't want pizza. She don't cook no more. She don't do her hair. I get out.
She done fell
She be
apart,
sitting
her
in there
stomach
all day.
falling all over her belt buckle.
Yeah.
It just like
he just watching the youngins run around the little track a little bit. You know what I mean? It's springtime or whatever, or maybe they're in the warmer part of the country. He just missing the old
Oh,
days, dog.
duh. So that's 25%. He just don't want to go
He
home.
just needs some time. That's all. But still, most likely a
Dog.
youngin. But my.
Dog, because if the Batman's telling lies talking about, yeah, I gotta finish some things up at work.
Yeah, so look, I'm kind of falling up. I'm moving off of the gotta be a youngin drink because dog. So one of the drinks we be forgetting is most of these dudes can't get a youngin to save their life.
You're
Like even
right.
if they wanted one, it's a lot of dudes that just rap. So he might have a coworker that he cool with. He don't want to go home either. They might be smoking a cigarette, just talking 30
Yeah,
minutes after work. You know what I mean? Like some
yeah,
dudes
that's
just
a fact. Yeah,
some
that's a
people
fact.
program is not to get off and race home. You know what I mean? Like he got a 40-minute ride too. He might just be like, you know what I mean? He just got off. They
Yeah,
talking
and
about
then it sound like so. So this the thing. I know this personally. Whenever you switch up the regiment, oh, some questions is coming, dog.
she
Especially
no.
like if you regimented how you kind of move, and she got the jump clock like 40 minutes in her mind, like oh, Bama get home usually about 4:30 every day, right? And he's here. And the Bama for I don't know how long they've been married, but if the Bama for 6 years of their marriage, Bama be home at 4:30 every single day. And then
Right, right,
for
right.
a week, all of a sudden, Bama like, oh yeah, I gotta stay late and do this jump. And then he's coming home at like 5:30. Like it might trigger something like this is not abnormal. Now, all abnormal behavior, not necessarily like something that you need to be alarmed about. Cause I might take a what do you call it? Like a go against my like general regimen, right? But one thing I'm not doing, I'm not lying, dog. I'm a grown man. I don't need to lie. If I'm not trying to come home, I'm just not trying to come home right now. Whatever. But but for the most part, like if I'm not home, you already know where I'm at. I'm at the course,
Playing
dog.
golf.
You already
Never
know.
playing
Like,
golf.
like literally, like if my wife wanted to find me, like if I didn't come home, like she didn't hear from me in like 8 hours, right? My wife know where I'm at. She's just gonna drive up to the course and be like, "Hey, come on home." Like we like it's just like when you used to hoop all the time. Your mother would come outside and find you at the basketball court. You just know, dog. Lights is
Right.
on. You supposed to be in the house, but where are you at? You at the court. Like it is. It is. But this Batman, like, so I don't even know. He don't sound like he sounds older because she got a GPS location and stuff. So,
So that mean they
it,
sharing a phone bill, and she could log right in and find out where this Batman is.
so I. The thing is, I don't know if you got to do investigations to get the truth because I mean you could probably continue to like monitor his locations
Right up
and
there
like
at the park and just see what's going on.
ah
He ain't gonna expect you to ride 40 minutes. So you just be out there in a go ahead and
no
get you a
that
Turo, get a different ride that's not yours. Just park and just see when the Bama pop up because you if it's every day like you say and it's not exaggeration, he
yeah,
gonna
you
pop
got
up.
you got to don't say the thing is if you really want to catch me, man, I'm just saying I'm gonna give you the tactics. You got to you got to fall all the way back. You got to act extra normal. Like you got to just like you cannot talk about phones, nothing, locations, nothing. You got to just be regular. You gotta treat him like, oh hey baby, blah. Just how you regularly treat him. If you don't give him no love, generally when he come home, don't give him no love. Yeah, you got to just walk the same pathway, right? And the Bama just gonna get more comfortable, telling you the whole, oh babe, you want me to stop at the store, and he might start making stuff up to try to like get extra time on his time extension on the game, and then he just gonna be and then you just pop up like Aaron say, drive to 40 minutes, put the kids in the back, just drive up there and see what he doing. He had a park. It ain't like the Bama in a secure building where you got to show a badge to get in the
Right.
zone or whatever. Like he had the public park
And if you're wrong, apologize. Tell him what you did and apologize. And tell him it won't happen again.
immediately. Yeah, straight like that. But if you go up that joint and the Bama got a blunt in his mouth,
She'd rather have that than something else in his
yeah,
mouth.
she she probably would, dog. She probably would. But Bama's like, like I could tell my own personal stories, because it's good for the people. But like It's one time I had went and I drove a minute, dog, and got a ticket for a game because it was football season. So I put in a ticket for a game. This is what is it? Not Charlestown? Is it
Dover
Charlestown?
Downs.
Dover Down. I drove up to Dover Downs, regular day. Drove up to Dover Downs. I ain't say nothing to the missus. Came home, everything regular. Just got a ticket, whatever. She was like, she would because my wife, she always go through my pockets, like and empty my pockets and stuff. And like she just doing laundry. She just be emptying my pockets and stuff like and whatever. So she goes to my pockets, and then I have a ticket in the junk. She like looks at the junk. She's like, "This Bama went to West Virginia."
Bama
And then
2 hours away. Didn't
dog,
say
and she
nothing.
didn't say nothing, and she ain't waste no time. But this is I'm not everybody got this kind of relationship like at their household. My wife don't like she don't hold stuff for real. Like, and she's very direct when she's like impacted, right? Well, actually, she did hold it for a while because she was trying to reconcile how to like approach it because she didn't want to just come off, just fly off the handle. So she came home and she was like, can we talk? And I was like, yeah, what's up? She's like, can you tell me, about West Virginia? What's in West Virginia? And I was like, I looked over. All right, I looked over. It's like when the youngins show up at the park and she see man whatever he's doing. It's like you gotta come clean, bro. I was just like, I went up to Dover Downs. I bought a ticket. I put some money on the game. Whoa, 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 whoa. She's like, you didn't tell me. I was like, I'm sorry. Like I should have just divulged that information. I didn't. It was sneaky of me. It was like you gotta come clean, dog. You can't try to dress it up and be like, well, honestly, it wasn't nothing. Like I just no, just came clean, dealt with the consequences, whatever, right? Because honestly, in my household, I'm trying to keep the trust intact, dog, all day, every day. That is my mission. However, I can do that. And sometimes you might make a mistake and chip at the trust or something like that, but you're not trying to crack the trust boulder on the ground and that junk crack in half. You got a bunch of pieces you got to pick up and put together. It took a little chip out of the trust rock, but I was able to get that junk back because of honesty, transparency, all of the above, dog. And it wasn't egregious. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't like I ain't have a youngin' up there or nothing like that. It was nothing egregious. I just went and put some money on the game, right? And didn't tell her. So
Which
um,
is still wrong.
which is still wrong, dog. It's still wrong. Agreed. But at the same token, there's wrong and there's like
Yeah. She was so glad that you
like,
was up there
like
betting on
yeah,
football.
like oh, that's what you did. Okay, just talk to God, ask for
Relieved.
forgiveness, and
Yeah.
we gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't nothing egregious that I had to like you know sit in counseling for 6 months and all. Dog, I'm telling you, Bama's can fall off that wagon. It can get real dicey. I don't know what she gonna find when she drive up to that park, but if it's another youngin, he holding hands and he jump out of the chair or jump out of the park bench, like, like what you do? What you doing here? And she looked, and it's some other youngin. Don't let the youngin be black who rode in, and the youngin be white. she, she might pull out the
She gonna
revolver
take
right there
pictures and
on
put that
site.
joint on Facebook and Instagram, dog. This
You
Bama
already
gonna get
know.
blacklisted.
You already know, dog. But it's also a possibility Bama could just be a Herb Johnson auto type Bama. Just one extra 30 minutes just to chill before you have to deal with the foolishness. I don't know if Slim a nag or anything like that. Because if she clocking his schedule like that, as soon as he walk in the door, can you pick up your clothes off the floor? Can you go upstairs and put the baby to bed? Like, I've been working all day doing this. Like, if she wanted them type of young, then he might just be at the park getting 30, 40 minutes to deal with it before he get home.
Yeah, because I wouldn't even notice 30 minutes off somebody's schedule. If you still coming home, you usually get home at 5, you get home at 5:30. That joint not even gonna flash my radar, dog. For somebody to be that, like, hold on. For
Yo, he
seven
got
months
he
and
got
eight
he got
days,
work. He got work to do when he get home. What you mean? She waiting for him to get home because he got work that she want him to do in the house. Wash dishes, clean,
Clean up.
all that. You already know. You already know. Uh, what you think of the All-Star game, young?
I don't know. I ain't see it.
Oh, they tried. Steph Curry went off for 45. This Bama just he
I
the
heard he
greatest
was
shooter of
raining
all
threes.
time, though. Greatest shooter of all time. It's whenever the greatest shooter of all time call you the greatest shooter of all time, it's stamped, dog. It ain't even up for discussion. Because Reggie was dog, he was just slurping Steph Curry. Dog, he's the greatest shooter. Like he's like the best. Like I was like, dog, yeah, he is,
And it's
bro.
not even close.
It's not close.
Like it's not even close.
It's not close. It's not close. LeBron hit the clutch, uh, you know, clutch basket to win the game for his team. LeBron. New format's okay. I mean, it's all right. I ain't really. I don't know. I don't know why they just can't play 4 quarters and Bama just really want to win. You know what I'm saying? Play the first 2 quarters and just mess around. Who cares? Ja Morant, please be in the dunk contest next year, please.
It was
Ja
trash.
and LeBron, please be in the dunk contest.
LeBron can't win no dunk contest at this age. He should have won in at 18. He gonna pull a hamstring.
Yeah, you're right. Dog, this was the weakest dunk contest ever of all time. It was trash. These Bammers need somebody else in their corner to tell them, like, dog, don't be trying to throw the jump. Just go do a 360, get the crowd warmed up, right? Something in your repertoire you can do easy. Just go ahead and do that. And then when you get to the end, that's when you start trying to like add some creativity and stuff like that. But these Bammers, the attempts and how what they were trying to do, it's just a whole bunch of like, oh, you almost got that jump, man. If you would have got that jump, yeah, it would have been nice. Like, that's not the era we from, dog. Era we from, these Bammers don't need to be in the dunk contest. Because the era we from,
It's Bama's at the Beltway League on the court that could do better dunks than some of these league
dog,
Bama's. That's what I don't understand.
straight out the car to the court, no warm up, nothing. 360 windmill through the legs. Yeah, like what is
Smoking,
we doing?
alcohol on their breath, Timberlands on, right
Exactly.
to it.
It's ridiculous, dog. And they got these Bammers. Oh, Bama put Cole Anthony put on Tim's. I'm like, dog, first of all, your bounce ain't that crazy, dog, to be trying to do these type moves, bro. Like, stop it. My bounce might be better than some of these Bammers now. On a bum Achilles, I might still got better bounce. So I just dunk contest was trash, dog. 3-point contest. Uh Big Cat won the jump. He was hitting threes.
Who?
Big Cat, Minnesota Timberwolves. What's his
Carl
name? Carl
Anthony
Anthony
Towns?
Town. Yeah,
Won the
won the
three?
jump. Yes. Won a 3-point contest. And he broke the record. He had like 29, was cashing out. And then of course he had to talk his mess, talking about he the best shooter of all time, best big man shooter of all time. Who's the best big man shooter of all time?
Apparently
Is
he
it
was hitting
KG?
29 threes. KG was mid range, not threes though.
Okay.
We talking about everything or just
Everything.
the only
That's a
who was the
tough one.
Bama that was with Indiana? He was sorry for real, but he could hit three. This was like in the mid 90s. I can't remember what his
Deadlift Shrimp
Perkins. Was it Sam Perkins?
Sam Perkins.
So,
But I mean, Carl Anthony Towns can shoot the ball from outside, right? I feel like Joel Embiid can shoot the ball from outside too.
yeah, he could shoot.
Pat Ewing was a good shooter from the outside. Uh, though I was on a
Bosh,
yeah, Bosh was a good shooter. I was on a like do you be on what is that app
Clubhouse.
Clubhouse? I was
Nah.
on a Clubhouse. These Bams was talking about big man. They were talking about LeBron. Say LeBron, Michael Jordan had more pressure on him than LeBron. I was
To
like,
do
dog,
to
huh?
do what?
That's what I'm saying. Dog, LeBron James in high school, the pressure that they had on this Bama was insane. They were calling this Bama the greatest basketball player before he even played a game in the NBA. This
And
Bama
the
had
narrative
so
was
much
controlled. There was no social media. Like if LeBron make one mistake, the whole world he gets to see the whole world's opinion of whatever the last thing he did was. So I just think
everything.
from a pressure standpoint, it's completely different. from not only the social media aspect, but the eyes that are on the league now, just the countries, the market. You know what I mean? Like the conversation is just so much bigger than what it was in those days.
It's different, though. It's different. And granted, it's not taking anything away from MJ. Like MJ had pressure, right? Win a championship, pressure to win another one, but that was internalized pressure. But like, dog, the pressure on LeBron from start to finish, this Bama still got pressure on him, dog. Like he's like, dog, the Bama 37 and he's still getting buckets. Like, what else does the man have to do? I
And
mean,
the off the field pressure is completely different than it was for Jordan. Jordan was in the streets. He was out here just doing whatever. LeBron has a because of the cameras and the
eyes
eyes that are
everywhere,
on
dog.
LeBron.
Did
He
you see that?
go ahead.
No, I'm sorry to cut you off. Did you see the little video, the IG video where LeBron was in a mall and these thirst bucket youngins was trying to follow him and he like dashed down the wrong side of the escalator? Like he ran down the wrong side of the escalator because he was like, "Oh no, I'm not trying to get him up out here," and just got out of there on tape. That's the
Yeah,
life, dog.
the eyes is just different. Yeah, the pressure on LeBron is crazy. And then when you have the political component where you have half the country rooting against him and hoping he fails, and just in his personal life and on the court, whereas Jordan tried to play that like I'm not on either side. I don't have a horse in the race. I'm just going to focus on
Mm-hmm.
taking everybody's money versus stating my opinion or stating my position. It's just it's worlds apart when you talk about the amount of pressure. Now
Yeah.
Jordan may have put more pressure on himself from a basketball standpoint. That's how a lot of people look at it, on his mental toughness and
Mm-hmm.
being undefeated in the finals, and his reputation, because he was the first. Like Kobe and LeBron coming after him is just different because Jordan was the original. But just from a if you mean just pressure, like worldly pressure, it's no
Mm-hmm.
contest though. It's no
Yeah.
contest.
Yeah. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. You saw Brian Flores was on the podcast with I Am Athlete with Ocho and them. I didn't even know that there was beef between those, like their podcast and the other one that spun out of their podcast.
The
It's a,
pivot.
it's a, yeah, the Pivot Jump. I didn't even know they was beefing like that, dog. I mean, both of the podcasts are really good, though. I
Yeah.
mean, it is what it is. Because the Pivot Jump, they had Floyd Mayweather on it, and it was good, dog. I watched the whole thing. It was good, well put together. The questions they were asking, his response, like all of it was good. And then I watched the I am Athlete, the Brian Flores jump, and they asked him really good questions, and I felt like they challenged him and stuff. Some of his answers, he jumped right into it being about race, and he didn't really kind of hold any punches, but I I I'm gonna hold that. I'm gonna hold that because I and granted, I think it is good that when he jumped out there to say what he needed to do to kind of push the narrative forward. And they were talking about like ownership and what needs to happen and stuff like that to get people in the room. Um, like they're not letting anybody in the room, dog. Why should they? Will they let what's his name get ownership?
So the next owner of an NFL team has to be black. Period. Um, one thing we know about white people, especially in that position, is they don't want to. They hate regulation and being forced to do something.
Mhm.
So they'd rather be theoretically forced to where they just go ahead and say, let's let one of these niggas in before the government or somebody else gets involved and says, you have to, this is, you know what I mean? Like start messing
Mhm.
with the books and investigations and things based on the fact that
Mhm.
all of these owners and not one is black and the
Mhm.
head coach and things. So they're, you know what I mean? They're going to,
Especially if these emails and stuff come out, because I'm sure it's racism all in them Jones, dog.
and being that they already have him and they had him for a week, I feel like if it was something egregious that hadn't been released, it would have already come out. So I don't know what's going on with that, or if they did they eventually turn over those emails to Congress on the 14th? Because I figured something would have came out by now if it was something crazy.
Dog. You know what this though. Just think about this, right? So you have the NFL, right? It's 32 billionaires. So you talk about like the 1% of people who have money and influence and power in the country, right? Um, out of that 1%, let's say 60% out of 1% are NFL owners. So think about the cachet, the power, the monetary influence that exists in that structure. Ain't nothing gonna come out from them emails, though. We not gonna see nothing. They might drop one or little two things, but come on, man. I I'm
That means they ain't
convinced.
safe.
I'm convinced to the point where like if somebody like what's the Bama on Amazon?
Jeff
Uh,
Bezos.
like if Jeff Bezos murdered a Bama dog, you think he doing jail time?
As long as he
You
off
think?
camera.
Yeah, I, he could be on camera too. I still don't think. I like really, dog, because his lawyer's gonna be better than whoever's trying to fight. Like his lawyers is gonna be the judge. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, just gonna be looking at the camera like, are we positive that him? I know it's HD, but
And that's why they
I
make it
don't
so
know.
important to donate money to the people and the influences that they deem important. So when they end up in these situations, they have these relationships to kind of finagle out of situations where if it was you or me,
Dog,
25 would have had.
come up with me. My whole everything I ever published on an email gonna be live. Everything and anything I ever said, what it's gonna be live. Whole world to see. This Bama hates. We got evidence right here. Like, hold on, how you get that? I put that on a tape recorder that's under my bed. Like, what did you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just different, bro. And I just think that the money and the power and the influence is just to the level where they not worried about nothing. Only thing to come out is if one of the owners break ranks and say, screw this, and drop the bomb. You saw Dallas, they having their own issues with the funny business. The what was the assistant was in
Oh,
there looking
Bama
up
was taking,
skirts?
including the owner's daughter. Like these people are wild, dog. When they gotta have it, they gotta have it. I've never seen nothing like it. It's out of control. You know how egregious and
no,
mush your mind has to be
no,
to put
that's
a
it.
camera
Dog, the
up the
Bama was
owner's
first of
daughter's
all, the
skirt?
Bama was at the he used his key to get in the women's locker room from the back door. Dog, what kind of egregious move is that?
These Bama's wild, dog.
Out of control,
You give them a
dog.
couple of dollars and they think they God. They just do what they want.
Dog, out of control. Oh man. All right. If y'all got questions, y'all can send them in to OSS 980 other side of sports. We can get into it, try to give you, advice on what you need to do. Um, you can email me, you know, whatever. Send them in. Of course, we'll keep it anonymous. We won't, share your information or your name or whatever like that. If you want to come on the show and you want to ask us directly about your situation, you need relationship advice or whatever, you can do that too. Just reach out, inbox me at OSS 980 on Instagram, and we'll set it up. We'll give you the link. You can come on, and we'll do our best to try to help you out. Shout out to Where's Buffy podcast. Shout out to Kicking It with G-Man. Shout out to Lance J Radio. Shout out to Jenna Garcia. Shout out to Van. Shout out to all the people who follow us and rock with us. We out.